episode 5 of the Listen Lattes Morning Show with me, Rosemary Watson. Really excited to be here and talk about this today because this is actually something that's come up lately, even in my own business. After doing this for 5 years, this still comes up, and it's feeling guilty in your business and allowing other people, and no matter who it is, whether it's your family, whether it's clients, whether it's potential clients, whether whoever it is, we are in charge of our businesses. We started this business. You started this business. We did this because we wanted to have the freedom and flexibility to build something that we wanted, and we wanted to decide how it was going to run, right? If it was going to be easy, everyone would do it. It's really, really hard to start and run a business, especially one that's going to be lasting over multiple years. That's very difficult to do. So if we're going to do all this work and we're going to spend all this time on something that's so hard, when we probably, at least at first, aren't even going to make as much money as we could have at a different job, then why are we doing it? We're doing it because we get to decide. We get to craft this company. We get to decide our schedules. We get to decide how our services play out for clients. We get to decide the time we put in. We get to decide everything about our business. Now, what happens a lot with people that come to me is that they've been doing their business for a long time, so maybe a couple of years, and it's run this way, a certain way, for that long period of time. And somewhere in that journey, they lose sight of why they started their business, or they forget that they're the ones in charge, and they allow people either in their staff or, again, like I said, clients or customers to dictate how their businesses run. Now, obviously, there's a saying called the customer is always right, and I do feel like you should always have the customer's best interests at heart when you're running any kind of business. Otherwise, you're not going to be in business for very long. But because you are the person that's in charge, you decide what is right. You decide the policies, the services, you decide everything in your business. I like to liken this very much into being a mother, right? When I'm a mom and I'm raising my kids, I always have their best interests at heart, even if it's not what they want at the time. My kids can sit there and tell me, I don't like eating that. And I can tell them, well, you either eat it or you don't eat. Those are your choices. It's very similar in business. I'm not going to cook 6 meals. I got 6 kids. I'm not about to do that. If you don't like lasagna, then guess what? You're welcome to leave the table and not eat tonight. That's fine, but this is what's on the menu. Now, it is in our family's best interest for me not to cook separate meals for every person. I would do nothing but be in the kitchen all day. I have other things to do. So for our family to function well, we make one thing and everyone eats it. Now, again, they're welcome to not participate in that, but I have never once had a kid decide not to eat. Never once. They end up eating it. It's the same with customers or clients. You decide what it's going to be that day. You get to decide what your service entails. You get to decide the turnaround time. You get to decide the policies and procedures. You get to decide everything because it's going to be in the company's best interest. Even if you're a one-woman show, it doesn't matter. You still get to decide what's going to be best for your company. And also you should decide what's best for you if you're going to be the one performing the service. And you also get to decide what's best for your family. So if what's best for your family is leaving early some days because you want to pick up your kids, you get to do that. You don't get to have anyone shame you or guilt you into doing that. Now, because your business, maybe you didn't have kids the whole time you ran your business. Maybe you went a good long stint running your business and you were there, you were hustling, you were grinding, you were doing all the things, and you could stay up in your office till noon or till midnight, and you could do this and that. But your life changed, right? If you decide to have a family or start to become in a relationship or get married, or maybe your mom or somebody else has to have your help more, your life is different. And so your business has to change too. You cannot keep running on all cylinders forever if your life is going to change. And you don't need to feel guilty because that happens. That's being a human being. That's absolutely normal. And if you decide your priorities are different and you're going to spend less focused time at your office or on your business because you want to step back and take time with your family, or even if you don't, even if you want to step back and take time and know, like, I'm going on a health journey. I need to lose some weight. I need to fix my health. I want to see the world. Whatever it is, like, you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need to make anyone else happy other than you, because once you're happy, and if you do have those customers and clients' best interests at heart, and you know that you being rested, you spending time to get inspiration from other places in the world, You spending time with your family and raising them and putting yourself into other places and filling up your cups in other ways, that's only going to allow you to provide a very good service for those customers and clients. You being at their beck and call, you staying up till 3 a.m. doing their stuff, you making concessions on, oh, you don't have the budget for this, so I'm going to give you less extensive of work that I normally do because I want you to be able to afford it, but I can't afford to then produce the work for you. That's not in the best interest of your company. You cannot go in the red for your company just to service a client that doesn't have a budget for you. That just means it's not the client for you. If you physically cannot perform that service at the rate the client can afford, then they just need to find a different person to work with you. It's only going to make you bitter. It's only going to make you irritated. It's only going to make you resent the situation, because normally what happens in those situations is you come in stressed, you come in knowing you're trying to do it the cheapest as possible, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants a service from someone that's stressed the whole time, right? So what's better is to tell that person, why don't you wait, hold off, and when you're ready and you've saved up enough money to work with me, let's do that. That's just in everyone's best interest. Do not let other people dictate your pricing. Do not let other people dictate the services that you provide. Also, of course, I want to make an aside. There is such thing as like market value, right? You can't like outprice yourself, but you need to know your actual numbers. You need to know what it actually costs you to produce the things that you're going to do. Even as a photographer or somebody that's in like a service-based business where it feels like it's just your time, but it really isn't. Look at your gas, look at your equipment, look at if you're going to rent anything, look if you need to hire a babysitter, look if you need to buy pizza that night because you're not there to cook dinner. There are other expenses than just your time usually. So be very aware of those things and make sure that you are keeping track of those and you are pricing yourself accordingly. Now, this isn't just about pricing, obviously. This is about all kinds of stuff. I have met women that have run multi-million-dollar businesses that feel guilty taking a vacation in a year. I have women that have run multi-million-dollar businesses that are helping tons of amazing clients do amazing things, yet they feel like they can't hire somebody else because they just don't know if they're going to be able to provide the same sort of value. Like there's just so many things that hold people back because they let their clients dictate their schedules. They let their clients dictate what's best for their own company. And if you have to obviously educate yourself and know what is best, you have to sit down and provide a roadmap of like, what is this company even doing? Where are we trying to go? What are our numbers? What does it take for everyone here to be happy? And then let's build a business around that, not just around trying to get the most revenue in if you don't know what's coming out and what it's costing you in your life and your family's life. So that is my big message today, is don't let guilt have you make those decisions. Make the decisions on everything in your business with a clear head, very intentionally, and looking at those core values that we talked about earlier this week. Look at those things. Look at what's most important for you and important for the kind of service that you're going to deliver to clients, and make all of your decisions based on that. And don't feel guilty about making those decisions. You deserve to have a good life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to build a business that makes you happy and fills you up instead of drags you down and burns you out and makes you feel stressed. But most of us forget about that. We just try to be people pleasers and please everybody and burn candles on both ends. And then we end up crashing and burning, and then we can't help anyone. And we need someone to throw us the life jacket or life saver, whatever that thing is that you put around your waist in a pool. Anyway, that analogy was terrible, but hopefully it makes sense to you. If you're not, it's like the same thing as a family. If mama's not happy, nobody's happy. Same thing in your business. If the CEO is not happy, if the person who's running the company, the business owner, is not happy and is not running at the top of their game, the whole company suffers. So let's get on top of our game and not let guilt hold us back from having the best life and the best business we can. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the last episode of the week of the Listen Lattes Morning Show. Talk to you guys later.